Hello there guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Sal speaking, and today I'm gonna talk about a really crazy topic, really hard to address. Let me see if I can turn this around. Come on, you said to me that I could have... Oh, well, it's okay. That's the way the phone wants me to broadcast myself. Welcome, there are people who just joined, and I hope there will be more people joining soon. Plata o plomo. Yo me llamo Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. Tú no puedes mover un dedo. Plata o plomo. Well, this is something really cool, and I hope I won't be running out of battery. I might be actually... I think a good idea would be to get the charger soon, but let me just count 10 minutes and let's see what happens, because this is a really cool topic. There's a lot to say about this, and I'm open to do a question answering time, to have a question answering time with you guys, and so I am available and ready to... Hello, buonasera from New York. Oh, that's so nice. New York. I really would love to go to New York. I've never been there. I mean, I've been to New York. I've been to the JF Kennedy Airport, but I never got a chance to go around New York. So, as you all know, I am Italian. I am Sicilian, actually. And I am from Palermo. I was born in Palermo and I live in Palermo. So my parents are from Sicily, both of them, and I even speak Sicilian dialect if I like, although I don't speak it every day, but I can understand it and I can speak a little bit, you know. So, I mean, you've seen movies about mafia, and you probably don't know much about it. Because if you don't live here, you don't have an understanding of what mafia really is. Well, mafia is a big deal here, and it is still active. Although, people say that mafia is the state itself now. I don't know how truthful this statement is, but I think there might be, we don't know that. There might be some truth behind it. We have some, people who are fighting the mafia, but, I won't say the names, but I'm talking about magistrates and people who really do their best to fight this, mafia, and they do a good job, because, they arrest many people oftentimes, but it's still there, and still very active. One thing I want to say to you guys, where you're not from Italy, and you're not from Sicily, so you don't understand it. Basically, many people are so afraid to say the word mafia when they come to Sicily, and nobody will ever, do anything to you. They would only, get mad against either their own people or people from different other families and stuff. So a tourist could not ever be involved in any bad thing. I want to say that things are quite good at the moment. We have had like few years of, I'm not saying peace, but there are no people dying. Like back in the 1980s, there was a person dying a day. So it was a famous part of our history. Is called the 100 Days of Palermo, where a person was killed every day, and that was a really tough time for the city, for the people. And we had two magistrates. Their names are Falcone and Borsellino. Both of them were killed by the mafia. The first one, Falcone, was blown up with dynamite as he was driving from the airport of the Palermo's airport to the city, and they put like dynamite under the tarmac, and so when the cars drove past specific point, they somebody just switched on a button, and everything like was blown up, and this guy and his wife and all of his agents died, apart from one who miraculously just was, alive. And then his best friend, who was a magistrate too, who was fighting the mafia too, was killed in the city. Was killed in the city with a bomb, so the mafia put a bomb underneath his car, and he got to buzzer at his mom, and he said, "Hello, mom, it's me," and then he died. That was very bad. So there is a mafia, people, but there is also a mafia attitude. What is the mafia attitude about? Well, people have nothing to do with it, and they culturally pretend they are part of it. Meaning, it's hard to explain, but some people just, behave like mafia people. They copy their ways. They try to be, cool and strong. They appear to be, tough in a way. They say things with a honor way, whatever, but they're nothing. They don't have anything to do with the mafia, and I think the mafia itself will feel ashamed to have such people, because it's not always like bad things. I'm not justifying the mafia, of course it's a bad thing, but they don't always do bad things. Many times they stay in silence. They don't like to make public that they're from the mafia. For example, many American friends, they have an idea of mafia people going around wearing a suit and a tie and being very elegant, but that's not the case. Mafia men can be found anywhere. It could be a farmer, it could be a shepherd, it could be anybody, it could be your baker, it could be anybody. You don't know it. You won't know it. Nobody will ever tell you. So Justine Iannello, she's got friends in Palermo, and she said, "I hear it's beautiful in so many places." Also, I have a question here from Warlord Life. If you were a centurion in World War I, would you fight in World War II? Oh my gosh. Whoa, I don't know. I think I would run away, or I would call the Metatron and say, "Hey, help me out. As you're spreading your wings and flying away, just take me with you and, solve my problems and save my life," especially. I don't know what I would do. That's a really hard question. Fish Hunter, hello. Did it have anything to do with the drug war that was going on in Central America at that time? I think some things were somewhat connected. Also, Pablo Escobar, he took Totorina, which was a mafia man, as an example. So he was a big fan of Totorina, and I'm sure there were great contacts between Sicily and the United States of America. I don't know about South America, but I'm sure about New York, about all these places. There were many mafia people, many people who went to America, and they were commanding everything. Also, there's no wonder why Sicily was going to become a part of the United States. There was we were like in the process of, but then eventually we didn't join the States, but we were in the process of, like, if you will search it out, you'll find some more information about this. This is a real thing. Sicily was going to become, after the Second World War, was going to become, I think, is how many states? 50 states you've got? I think the 51st state or 52nd state of the United States of America, which is like a big deal. Also, don't forget we have American bases, American military bases here in Sicily. We have one in Sigonella, which is on the eastern part of the island, very close to the city of Catania. I made a video about the city, and I'll put a link below once the video is fully uploaded. So even the people who are watching this video now after the streaming, the people who are missing this streaming now, and I'm sorry about this, I will be able to watch also a cool video I made a while ago about Catania and my experience in Catania. So the Mafia Attitude, talking about the Mafia Attitude, so this is not the real Mafia. The real Mafia is not the Mafia Attitude. The Mafia Attitude is, this is mine, you know, and it's not yours, and I'll show you how tough I am, and I'll show you that this is mine, you know what I mean? And many other things, you know. Sometimes people say things that they shouldn't even say. They say, oh, I know this guy, I know the other guy, I am tough and I am blah blah blah, and they have nothing to do with it. And actually, if a mafia man would hear them saying and bragging that they're like so strong and so cool, they will probably, you know, punch them in the face, because there's no point in acting like this. The mafia used to be a honorable institution, if you can call it this way. Like, it comes from the old landlords who were protecting the lands. So they were basically, if we can say it, a type of private police who was protecting the lands, the landowners, and so forth. And eventually something really cool, you can see this in The Godfather, is that, you know, the mafia wouldn't ever kill a child, wouldn't ever kill a woman as well. So if they were going to kill a man, a married man, they wouldn't ever kill him in front of his wife or his children. But things, after many years, have changed. I know I have a friend she's a widow, and her husband was killed, and she was with her, next to her husband, so they didn't kill her, but she was there in that very same day. And also her little child was there, and she was pregnant of another child, and she survived, and her children survived, but they grew up without a father. And that's a big deal, you know. Nowadays it's a big deal. Brent C is saying, I'm a big fan of Mafia Method. It's funny. Yeah. And Fish Hunter is saying, oh really, I never heard of it. Yeah, there's so many things, guys, you don't know, so many things you've never heard about it, but it's true. I've seen a documentary of that mafia story by chef Giorgio Locatelli. So sad. This is what Justine is saying. Also, Fish Hunter is going to dinner, will be back in a bit. Hopefully I'll be still here, because I'm planning to make a short video tonight. And if you like this topic, please, you know, let me know in the comments below. If you have questions, please ask me. This is a good time for asking me questions. Also, to those who are going to watch this video afterwards, so I'm not live but afterwards, please write in the comments below what you think. If you have any questions about specific topics or special requests, please don't feel shy to ask me. Also, a really important announcement. The day one of my journal about my, you know, school experience is out. I just published it for my patrons only. So those who will support me on Patreon will have the chance to read my journal, my personal journal. So you'll have some insights about my personal life, my experiences, the way I felt during my lessons, and you know, it's a cool thing that you can get as patrons, you know. And the patrons will get more stuff from me, more content, and eventually also dedicated videos as well, and special videos, so that they will be the only ones who will be able to watch and read and, you know, see pictures about me and so forth. So to all those who are listening, you know, just don't hesitate to, you know, to join me and support me, because there are so many things I want to do, but unfortunately I can't do everything. So please help me out, and let's have fun together, you know. Let us share our lives together. Let us be a strong group, and yeah, So before, as I was saying before, going back to the mafia topic, as I was saying before, back in the days, they had honor, something that today they don't have it. So somebody's asking me what is the difference between a urban mafia man and a farmer mafia man. There's no difference. There's no such thing like as urban mafia and farmer mafia. Mafia can be anybody. You just don't know who they are. They don't go around, as I said before, dressed up on a suit. They don't wear a suit and go around and show people that they're cool and strong and rich and whatever. They're very, very, they really like their privacy, and they don't, show them around so easily. They don't show themselves around so easily. So if you want to read more about my insights, feel free to join me on Patreon. Also, so the mafia attitude is something that the youngsters have now, and it's going to be something like more and more common as days go by. The mafia is a real problem in Sicily. If you open a shop, they will very likely come to ask you money for protection, and people have the chance to report them to the police and solve the problem, but it's still a big deal. So I have a question here about what percentage of Sicilians are truly mafia, and is it hard to become part of the mafia? Well, it's hard to say a percentage of about how many, but there are many families. Usually in a city there is more than one family, because every family presides over a certain specific area. And so different cities of Sicily have their own mafia, and I guess they get together somehow and they organize themselves, and the police eventually finds out and breaks the chain, but then eventually the chain will be rebuilt again, and so this is what happens usually. And is it hard to become part of the mafia? Well, I think, is it hard to become a Mason? Freemasonry, and Freemasons. It's more or less the same thing, although it's delinquency is bad. It's like thug life, and it's not a good life, because you could die anytime. So I wouldn't suggest you to even ask about that, because that's not cool. But yeah, this is a real thing, a real problem here, but we are still happy and we live our lives freely. Well, guys, I think for tonight is just a little insight. I gave a little bit of insight about Sicilian mafia. I can talk about this more and more and tell you more stuff. Well, for now it's everything. I'm done. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you feel sad, you better call Sal. Bye bye.